Hello. Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? It's Tuesday night, February 25th. We are so happy to be here. And we know there's a lot going on this week. It's a very busy week. So we
and an extra day.
And an extra day.
29.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Chris DePiero has joined us. Hi, Chris DePiero, my wonderful friend, filmmaker and friend. Thomas Lyman. Thomas, we got to fill you in about some. He's a singer in Boston. So when we talk about Piano Bar Live going to Boston, Thomas, you got to listen up because it's going to Club Cafe. Richard Skipper, we love Richard Skipper. David Slauson has joined us. David Slauson comes in every week. Hi, sweetheart. We have so much going on. Let me first tell you where you have landed. Michael Mackesy, hi, baby. There he is. Rita Crignali, my cousin. She's in Boston.
Oh, I'm in Boston.
Yeah, Kenny Holcomb, he's in Tennessee. Hi, Kenny, he's in Nashville. Good to see everybody. So this is, you have found your way to What's the Story with Maria. We meet here every Tuesday at 9 p.m. We go live across the country at 60 other countries. And we also Facebook Live while we are broadcasting. I want to first and foremost thank my engineer and producer, Jim Bell. He is in New Hampshire. Thank you, Jimmy. And
thank you, Jim.
John Pandish has joined us. Hi, John Pandish. He comes on every week. It's always nice to see you, John. What would I do if you didn't pop on every week, Sean? I think you were mad at me. So we do that. And then also I save the video afterwards and you can watch it on my page as many times as you want. But then I also archive it to a YouTube channel. So What's the Story with Maria now has a YouTube channel, which you can find all the episodes on. And also, in about 6 hours, 6 to 12 hours, Jim puts it all together, and we're on, podcast is on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. So all of this, you can find in so many different places. Pancakes tonight. Richard said pancakes tonight.
It's Pancake Day.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Fat Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Well, I went with the Mardi Gras theme. You'll see. But I love pancakes. Are you kidding me? There's an IHOP literally a block and a half from my house. Vanna Zaccario has joined us. Scott Barberino. Hi, Scott Barberino. How are you, honey bunny? So I heard, how crazy is this? So Anne was coming on the show. I found out about it about 2 weeks ago. And then I'd seen Michael Barbieri at Piano Bar Live a few weeks ago when I was on, and we talked about having him on, and I said, yeah, no, we got to get this, we got to make this happen. And then I looked at my schedule, and there was Ann Kittredge by herself there, and I was going to pair you up with someone. I said, this would be a perfect pairing.
Yes.
Right? And then what do I find out? That last night at Piano Bar Live, you were on Piano Bar Live.
Yes, we're partners now.
I love that. 2 nights in a row. People are your husbands are gonna talk.
Yes.
So 2 nights in a row, you've spent the night together, pretty much.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. So let's start with last night. So what happened last night that you were in the same room, under the same roof, creating beautiful music?
I'm embarrassed to say it was the first time I'd ever been at Brandy's.
Oh, Brandy's!
And I loved it. I loved the intimacy. I loved it. And Bobby Belfry was just lovely.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Amazing.
I worked there on Friday night.
Brandy's was the first piano bar I ever discovered.
Is that true?
I used to, when I first moved to New York, I lived on 90th Street and First Avenue. I was wandering the neighborhood. I saw this place and I went, oh, this looks interesting. Let me wander in.
Right.
Boom! I found another family.
Oh my gosh!
Absolutely, 100%.
And then for those that are present for the
taping
for the broadcast for the Piano Bar Live, they had a free raffle. They just handed out raffle tickets. I won.
Can you believe that?
I won. I got
and then she's bragging about it. Wow, but you said you're Polish. So
I'm Polish. So it's like right there. I mean, I think it's Russian vodka, but it's right close there. It's right there.
That's
Slavic.
right.
We're all Slavic.
We're all Slavic somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Joshua Glennie has joined us. Julie Rayburn has joined us.
Julie! Oh my gosh, I saw her show.
Another
It was
nominee.
amazing.
Yes. So
Congratulations.
So let me just explain. If you don't know what Piano Bar Live is, Piano Bar Live is this great new series that was started by Michael Mackesy, Michael Barbieri, and Scott Barberino. And they are now at Brandy's every Monday night at between 7 and
8:30.
and they bring on these incredible singers from just like the gamut. So it just really all different ages and sizes and styles.
There was such variety.
Yeah,
last night.
always.
I mean, really. Huge
And Bobby
variety.
Belfry is one of the singers that's usually there, or Jennifer Pace is
Yeah,
there.
she'll be there next week.
Jeffrey Campbell has joined us. Hi, Jeffrey, one of my great friends. Cheryl Giuliani Rubenstein, she is in LA. Hi, sweetheart. Shane Desmond, I think he is. Shane, where are you these days? Delaware or Georgia? One of those little southern states. But he's from Massachusetts, like us.
Aww.
Okay, so you were doing Piano Bar Live last night at Brandy's. Brandy's is the best of the best of the best piano bars.
Yeah.
And Jim Lazar, I must put a shout out. He is the best person to work for that you could ever imagine. Because I'm there I fill in quite a bit. I'm there on Fridays
Oh,
now.
really?
Until with Bobby Belfry and Liz Lark Brown. I'm there until Easter every Friday. And then I pick up quite a few shows. So you were there, and how did Piano Bar Live go last night?
I thought it was great. I mean, I really did. I mean,
was a
I
good
just thought
show.
the variety was amazing.
It's amazing. You get to like hang out with wonderful other singers that you
And,
wouldn't normally
yes,
run into.
Well, there were a couple that I didn't know, but there were some that I did know that I know them maybe quasi-socially in the cabaret world, but I haven't actually been able to experience their performance
Live,
skills.
right.
And so it was really cool, and it was really, I really enjoyed it.
Speaking of skills, Tara Connor-Jones has joined us, incredible singer. My friend Stephen Elbel has joined. I call him the stage manager of my life because he is one of these great friends that can put anything together. So they have joined. I like to call out people when they join us because we have so many great regulars that we really appreciate you. Okay, so now, Michael, let's go to Piano Bar Live for a second. This started, about 6 months ago, and it's just taken off, right?
Absolutely.
Taken off. Started at the Duplex.
We've done, I think, 23 or 24 shows now.
Amazing.
And we started off at the Duplex.
Right, for
And
like
it
a month
was-
or so.
I
couple-
performed there.
it was- yeah.
I was there.
Oh,
Mhm.
you were.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
was a couple of shows. It wasn't every week. We did 2 shows the first month, then 2 shows the month after that. I think it was August and September.
Okay.
And so we set up. We had the stage. We had lights, and we did the same thing. What we do now.
Mhm.
Then we were welcomed at Brandy's. They opened their doors to us as well.
Yep.
And it's really taken off. So.
I love it, and people are watching it. Brendan Ryan has joined us. Sergeant Brendan Ryan. Hello, Sergeant. Petrangelo Pasquale. That's a nice Irish name, isn't it? Hi, everybody. Welcome to What's the Story with Rhea. We're so glad you're here. And so now it's once a week series.
Every week.
And it brings together just this eclectic, wonderful, talented group.
The idea is for us to connect people with live music and also to bridge the gap between old and young.
And that I love.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. We want to have
okay.
the idea is that a lot of us that are involved with it are very old school.
Yep, I agree. And I'm one of those old school people.
Scott
get it.
Barberino, Michael Mackesy, myself. Last night, Lena Kotrakis. Lena's been
How can
in
you not love
cabaret
Lena?
for
Oh my gosh.
and
And she worked there. She was a waitress there.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
We're like-
know. I've known Lena for about 30 years because
Yeah.
we did Tony and Tina's wedding together.
Yeah.
Ah.
Before I even knew she was a singer. Speaking of great singers, John De Palma,
Hey.
congratulations. His album, Something Shiny, which I play at least twice a week still. I love it. It's in my CD player. John was nominated. You got my vote, John. Paul Bruno has joined us from Gavon's Produce. He does, Chris DePiero, my friend, is a filmmaker and does a web series called Gavon's Produce, and Paul is the star of that. So we have a lot of really great people. Now, let's talk about the MAC Awards, because a lot of our MAC friends will come on. So the MAC Awards, if you don't know what that is, it stands for Michael
Manhattan Association of
Cabarets
Cabaret.
and Clubs.
And clubs.
And clubs.
Yeah.
And if people didn't know what the MAC Awards were, what are they? Explain to
They're
me.
essentially the Oscars of cabaret.
Right.
There's many different categories, and it's a big award show. It happens once a year. Lenny Watts has been directing it
Since
for
the
many
beginning, I
years.
think,
For
yeah.
many years.
Wonderful director.
And it's always
And
a
that's
good
a big
time.
undertaking.
It's always a good time. Last year, and I believe this year, I think it's at Sony Hall.
Where is that?
Again, Sony Hall is on 46th Street,
Oh, okay.
under the Paramount Hotel.
Oh, wow.
It used to be the Diamond Horseshoe.
Oh, wow.
It's
cool.
a beautiful room.
I've never been there.
It's a really beautiful room. I've
Wow, that's
seen a couple of
exciting.
shows there, and again, they had the Mac Awards last year.
Last year, I remember when
I
they used to
believe
do
they're
that
there this
BB
year.
King's. Too bad that place is gone.
They closed.
Oh,
I know.
Which, BB King's?
BB
Yeah,
King's.
yeah.
Debbie Samard has joined us. Michael Vaccaro has joined us.
Yay!
Hi, sexy. So we have, let me see, John DePalma. Okay, I just don't want to miss anything. Yeah, it's going to be a great night. There's a lot of amazingly talented people. Plus, it's a great way to see your friends again that you haven't seen all year. George Hernandez has joined us. He's in Miami. He's a great artist. Okay, so guess another great thing about tonight, you never know what's happening. So we're all on, here we are together, right? And it starts popping up on Facebook. Richard first congratulates Anne. It says, congratulations on your nomination. And your nomination was?
That's how I found out for Best Female Vocalist. That's how I found out.
That's a big
I
deal.
had no idea.
So the name of your show is?
I have two actually.
Oh,
but
yeah?
The one that we did a lot last year was Fancy Meeting You Here, an Evening of Errands of Flaherty.
And I love them. They're amazing composers.
Yes, they are.
Amazing.
Yes.
Well, Once on This Island and Ragtime are in my top 3 favorite shows, and they wrote 2 of them.
And one of the songs that I do in the show, nobody knows. I had asked them if they had anything in their trunk that they would, share with me, and they did. And so my music director and I, Alex Ryback and I, along with Marianne McSweeney on bass, we went into a recording studio and we recorded it.
Really?
Yes. So I'll be sending it out as soon as we're done mixing. We're mixing it right
It's
now.
amazing. Is it in your
It's
show?
thrilling. It's in the show.
It's in the show.
It's in the show. And it was, just Alex and I, we were going into the studio for something else, for another reason. And, picking songs, and we're like, we got to do that one. I mean, there's no recording of it. There's no,
What's the song?
It's called Garden.
Garden, okay.
And it's beautiful. But
everything they write is beautiful. And there's also someone was on the show a few weeks ago, and maybe it was Michael Vaccaro saying that he does Come Down from the Tree.
Yes.
And that didn't make the show either. It
No.
was such a beautiful song.
Well, Garden wasn't meant to be in a show. That was written for nothing. It was
Okay.
written but Come Down from the Tree, my funny story about Come Down from the Tree is I used that in my first cabaret show. It's the only Errands of Flaherty I knew. And then when I did an Errands of Flaherty show, we didn't use it. So it's like
because it was the one you knew. So
I would have been happy for it to be in there, but as you start creating and stuff, it just didn't fit. But
You have to self-edit.
But it made me laugh. I was like, really?
Yeah, and that's the world of cabaret because it's like, so if people don't know what cabaret is, how would you describe cabaret, Michael? If someone just popped on tonight and they're like, what are they talking about?
Cabaret is the art of just bringing yourself and the music that inspires you for one reason or another to an intimate audience.
Right.
And there's no hiding. You can't really hide behind costumes or fancy special effects. It's
or
just
sets. Right.
It's very naked and it's very honest.
Yeah.
At its best.
Yeah, it's intimate is a good word, and it's just very authentic, I think.
Yeah.
So Jean McDonald, speaking of great cabaret artists, Jean McDonald has joined us. Hi, sweetheart. Lena, we were just talking about
were your ears burning?
how much do we love Lena Katrakis. Congratulations. She and Marcus and Sean Harkness were nominated for a MAC award. And
Such a fantastic show.
wow. Well, anything they do is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been on the show a few times. Anything that they do is just amazing. The only problem with these shows is that they're usually nights that I work, so I can never see anything. It's really very frustrating. Speaking of great musicians and musical directors, Lynn Portis, my musical director, has just popped on. I always go, Lynn Portis, genius! She is. Bernard Stoll has joined us. Okay, now, Michael, Colleen Harris, how are you, honey? Did I miss anybody? I want to make sure I got everybody. Okay, so And Julio Jover, hi to Julio. I just actually met Julio. He's a really funny actor in Gavon's Produce as well. He came to, my friend Susie and I did a double feature movie night because we made 2 short films, and Julio was there to support us. Thank you, Julio. Now, there's so much to cabaret. This is your second show, right?
Yeah. Well, yes. The Areas of Clarity is my
the one
second
you got
show.
nominated for.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Michael, I want to go back to you for a minute because when you came in, I have always thought of you as a singer, and you said, "Well, I wouldn't think of that first, right?" Because when I think of Michael Barbieri, I think of you with all those fun people from Rose's Turn and that just gaggle of fun people.
Yeah.
But you also are a lighting designer. Tell us what you do. Many things.
The way that I say it is that I've lived many lives.
Yeah.
I came to New York originally because I thought I was going to be a performer. I wanted to be an actor. I eventually fell into the world of cabaret and piano bar and have been there ever since, but not really so much as a performer. I really started just hanging out and then became a lighting designer just by hanging out in the lighting booth at the new duplex when they moved from Grove Street to Christopher, where they are now.
Right.
So I used to, my friend Matt Berman, who is a brilliant lighting designer,
Right.
He sort of taught me what was what and what was where.
Amazing. And that's a great room. As far as yeah.
And I jumped up. I used to jump up in the lighting booth and play with the system, and boom,
The
career.
next thing you know, I know. Well, sometimes it's just like, what do they say? Necessity is the mother of invention, and it's also like being at the right place at the right time, or being the kind of person that in baseball they call a utility guy.
Right.
That athlete, and in this case, it's like a musical athlete that can say, okay, well, what do you need me to do? I can do it. So to me, you're like a cabaret utility guy.
I hope so.
Right? You do it all.
Well, and also probably your acting sensibility helps you, tell stories through the lighting.
And the fact that I knew music helped me with my lighting.
Of
I
course.
think when I did that, I used to bring musicality to my lighting. The wonderful actress who just died recently, unfortunately, Lynn Cohen.
Okay.
Lynn Cohen used to come in and sit right near my lighting booth when she would watch Craig Pomrance perform.
Wow.
So she would sit there, and she said that she actually had a lot of fun watching me as well.
I believe it.
She said that what I was doing, she said it was almost like I was a concert pianist because I would have my fingers on the lighting dimmers and I would finish a cue and then go.
Oh, wow.
And she said that it was like watching a musician.
Oh, that's
so I thought
cool.
that was sort of cool. And yeah, that's it. It was so sad that she just passed away, but it was so nice to have that memory.
Isn't that
something
wonderful?
sweet
And
that
she
said.
noticed something that
It was lovely.
lighting designers usually are not. They're quiet. They're in the back. No, it's dark when we're doing these shows, and not everybody's paying
Dressed in
attention.
black.
They see your work that way. They're not looking at you.
Yeah.
They're looking that way. I do want to take a moment to acknowledge a couple of my regulars that I adore. Mandar Chick Magnet has joined us in Jersey City, and of course my love, Leo Rodriguez. There he is. Leo does all the promos for our show. He did our promo tonight.
Yes, it was terrific.
And I think he chose some beautiful pictures of both of you.
Mm-hmm.
He chose me with Gerpig.
Yes, he did. Bill Young has joined us. Hi, Bill Young. Okay, so talking about lighting, talking about cabaret shows tonight is really, we're focused on cabaret a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So now you've been at Green Room 42.
So no, this is going to be my debut at Green Room. The show's mostly been done at 54 Below.
Right, that's what I thought I was going to have.
We took it to LA.
How did that go?
It went well. It was really pretty exciting.
LA.
It was exciting, and there's a whole contingent of people that I went to college with. I went to Carnegie Mellon. There's a whole contingent of artists, performers out there that came, and it was maybe
and
for
Andrea's
30 seconds.
out there as well.
Andrea's out there. Then maybe for 30 seconds before I went on stage, I was like, I went back to my college days and like, oh God, are they going to give me notes when it's over?
That's the problem with performers being in the audience.
Yes, but it went away. But you know what? It went away. It went really, really quickly. And one of my I don't know if you know who Mel Shapiro is. He's a
Yeah.
Tony Award-winning director and
Yeah,
writer.
sure.
Yeah.
And he was there, and he
Wow.
was sitting in the front, and he was head of the department when I went to, and when I ever came on stage and he was right there, my moment was like, really? Out of all the seats in this room, they sat him right there.
Wow.
Now, I haven't been to Carnegie for like a long time, so I should be over it, but it brings
Yeah,
you
but those are
back.
that sense memory.
It does. It brings you
Or
back.
what do they call that? Cellular memory. Like they say
Yeah.
that your cells, literally, if we could look under a microscope during an event that's like important or traumatic or joyful,
Yes.
that cells freeze. And especially with trauma or, anything emotional, cells will freeze in a pattern, and then years can go by and we'll smell something or see something
man,
or
I
a song,
believe it.
and that your cells will literally recreate that pattern.
And wake up.
I
Yeah.
believe that.
Peg Gallagher's
lived
joined
that.
us. We went to high school together. Hi, Meg. And Joe Gull, a famous gay playwright. There he is. Joe's going to be on the show next week.
Cool.
Is it next week, Joe? Yeah, with Susie, because Joe's got a reading of his one of his plays coming up. Joe writes a lot of stuff. So, Joe, we look forward to seeing you next week. Leo says, Richard, oh my God, it's so much slower here. Yeah. He's in Portland, Oregon.
Ah.
Now, I can imagine. Shep Pamplin has joined us. Shep Pamplin was an agent back in New York back in the day. Are you still doing that, Shep? I know Shep used to do that. Okay, and
so
go
yeah.
ahead.
So all right. So things went pretty nicely with the show in this past season, and so I decided that a friend of mine was really encouraging me or asking me if I would be willing to do a fundraiser for an organization that was really important to her, which was also important to me. It was, not to get into any detail, but
You can if you want.
but my very close to me, my daughter had a really rough time in high school, and I watched her go from an A student to not. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
And we tried to get her help, and it wasn't working. And what happens with teens when they put themselves out there to get help, and it doesn't work, they don't have the capacity to go, well, I'll keep trying.
Right.
Their thing is, nothing's going to help me. This is it.
I give up mine. They
And
give up
so-
quickly.
So there's this organization called the Child Help Partnership. Very innovative, very evidence-based, really effective, an incredible organization that their whole mission is to help traumatized youth and their families.
Yeah,
And
because all of that stuff is a family. You're all connected.
and that's
Of
their
course.
whole thing. Their whole thing is about that, and they really want their program to spread everywhere because it's well sought.
And the
it's
name
well
it's
sought.
Child
The
Help
Child Help Partnership, and but they're a non-profit,
Right.
and so I really wanted my daughter to get involved, and she wasn't open to it because she'd already experienced failure, right?
Yeah.
So, and then, she struggled, and it was really hard. It just got to a point where she did decide, okay, I'll go once. And she had aged out by then.
Oh,
So she never got the benefits of it. But the moral of the story for my daughter is that we did find someone finally who has changed her life and has really helped her overcome her trauma and things. And it's really wonderful. Can't tell you how wonderful it is. But that still makes this organization really personal to me.
wow.
Because
And you're doing a fundraiser for them?
So I decided this show is really doing, it's being well received. Why don't we take advantage of that?
How great.
And
And when is that show coming?
it's
What's the date?
it's a week from Thursday. It's March 5th. It's
Okay.
at Green Room 42. The great thing about Green Room 42 is
Mandar has posted it.
Oh my
Thank
gosh,
you so
thank
much,
you.
Mandar. See, that's why I love our regulars.
the great thing about Green Room 42 is there is no food or drink minimum. All
Oh.
you pay for is the ticket, and I'm giving everything of mine to the
So
organization.
whatever you cover.
And Green Room 42 has given a portion of theirs too.
Wow.
So it's,
That's a big deal.
and we have surprises. So seriously, and you know what? Even if you can't be there, if you're in LA or Florida or something, we're gonna have a text to donate.
Okay, so let me stop you for a
please.
second here, just to let you know that people, Leo and Mandar have posted your show.
Oh, thank
Tickets
you.
to your show.
Oh my gosh.
Leo
Oh my
said,
gosh.
and your rendition of The Way We Were on PBL, Piano Bar Live, was so beautiful and captured
Thank
beautiful
you.
too.
That was last night.
Yeah.
I
It was
know,
last
and
night.
Mandar has put up the Child's Help.
Oh my
Partnership.
gosh. Thank
I know
you.
these guys are
Thank
the
you.
greatest.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yes, it's a really awesome program and organization.
And you know what? I think that everybody can identify with something like that because first of all, we've all been teenagers, so we all know that part of it. And most of us have, I mean, I'm not a parent, but I'm a teacher. We're uncles, aunts. We have people in our lives that are affected by things that we've been affected by things. So these are, I love what struck me about the organization is the word partnership.
Yes.
Because that is what it is. It is not, oh, okay, honey, go off to therapy and whatever go and do your thing, take care of whatever it is, or to your husband or to your wife. You go and take care of your issue. It's always a family issue. It's always a partnership with whoever you're with. People don't always realize that.
Well, and also, HELP in the name is
Right.
actually an acronym.
Oh, okay.
The H is for Healing Traumatized Children
Okay.
with, effective, actual evidence-based programs.
Right.
And then the E is Empowering Multicultural Communities
Wow.
with a sensitive cultural communication program. So it takes that in. And then the L is for Learning, where they're teaching professionals around the country and, how to do this particular program. And then the P is, I know what the P is, public. The P is public for then sharing this information in a way that can help teachers, parents,
Wonderful.
anyone who deals with.
I love it. It's
Yes,
great.
right. So
Yeah. Now, are your children are adopted?
my children came to us through adoption.
Okay,
Yes.
now I'd like to segue into this
No,
is so
you-
wonderful.
you-
Yes, because this is because I remember talking to you the last time you were on. I'm like,
Yes.
wait, if I'm not mistaken, your children were
Came to
chosen
us.
as
We-
Leo.
came to
My
us.
friend Leo, I directed his show, and his show was about just that. It was about being adopted and from an adoptee's point of view, and how much he loved his parents and all that. And I was talking with Michael when he first got here, and he said, "Oh, you tell me how we came to." You said you lived in this neighborhood many years ago, and you spoke fluent Spanish. And I said, "Oh, are you an Army brat?" What did you tell me?
I said, no, actually, I'm an oil brat because my dad was he was a chemical engineer for Exxon, and we lived in South America. And we started talking about how I learned to read at a very early age because my dad would sit by the bedside and read me a nighttime book, read me a story, and he would follow all of the words with his finger so that I could see what the words were that he was reading. And one of the books was called The Extra Special Child, and it was all about being adopted.
Wow.
So I was told at a very early age that I was adopted. So I never had any trauma, any problem with it.
Right.
They told me that I was special. I was chosen. Out of all the children that could have been chosen, they chose me. And so people have asked me, do you want to find your birth parents? And honestly, I never have had that
Isn't that
desire. But they say, well, do you know who your real parents are? And I say, yeah, the people that adopted me.
I know that
Right.
word. Yeah, that's just a misunderstanding. I know.
Right,
I
but
know.
there's so
I
many
know.
different sides of it, but it's really
Yes.
quite beautiful. I just want to take 1 second to acknowledge, and then we'll talk about this a little more. Giovanni LaDuca has joined us. Leah Sutton has joined us. Hi, sweetheart.
Oh, yeah.
She is in Miami. Leah Sutton is in the biz. Tony Garcia has joined us. And I think I saw my friend Patricia Kilty popped on. Hi, Pat Kilty. She's in Boston, and she's very much involved with the Greater Boston Theater there in my hometown, which is an amazing equity theater.
Cool.
That they do a lot of wonderful shows there. Bruce Clough has joined us. He's going to be on the show. Is it Clough or Clough? I think. I don't know, Bruce. You'll have to tell me how your name is pronounced, but he's going to be on the show. He's going to be on our show with Lenny Watts
Oh, cool.
in a couple of weeks, so I'm really excited about that. Linda Marie has joined us. Hi, Linda. She's out in Jersey. Katie Cass, one of my favorite singers. She's in Wisconsin. Andy Prosky in Jersey.
Oh, hi, Andy.
You know Andy?
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
he sweet? Andy's a great guy. So this is amazing. Yeah, a Leo show, which just a few months ago, it's called I Could Have Been Cheetah Moreno, because
Yeah.
he fantasized as a kid, Leo's Mexican, and he fantasized that perhaps his real birth mother was either Rita Moreno
Or Cheetah
Cheetah
Rivera.
Okay.
Cheetah Rivera. And
All
so
right.
the whole show is based upon
I love
and
that.
yet loving his adopted parents.
Mhm.
And he talks about all the different sides of it and searching for his
I
birth
wonder if
parents.
he's ever learned the, my name is Rita and not Cheetah.
Oh, yeah,
Cheetah is
Oh, yeah, he knows it. Okay, so now have you ever, so you were not adopted. You were not
No.
adopted.
No.
There are so many. Bobby Belfry
Oh,
adopted
really?
a beautiful child. Yes. Lauren Muffson, both her daughters were
Yeah,
adopted.
her daughters are beautiful.
Oh my God, Jamie McGonigal, one of our great friends, he and his husband adopted a little boy. So many great people, you're all such loving people. These children are so blessed. But that doesn't mean that the road is easy.
Right. Well, for
That's okay.
anyone. Well, see,
And right, you're
so
right.
I come from a Buddhist philosophy, right? And so in Buddhism, the Eastern philosophy, they believe that children actually choose their parents.
Mm.
So, what we've always told our
Love
kids
that.
is you
Yeah.
have two sets of parents, and whatever karmic benefit you brought to your birth parents, who knows? Like what, how can we judge that, right?
Right,
There's a karmic benefit to both of them. There's a
Right.
lesson there for both of them, right?
Yeah.
And yet still we found each other in this vast world. We found each other.
Right.
It's remarkable,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So
I know, and it's just incredible. And who is to say that the way it's supposed to be? Who's
No.
to say that?
oh,
And
absolutely.
go ahead.
No, I
Please
think
jump in.
sometimes I wonder how my life might have turned out if I hadn't been adopted. I was adopted into a very, very, my parents loved me so much, and they had the wherewithal to take care of me
Mm,
and to really give me a good life.
yeah.
That might not have happened if I hadn't been adopted.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
and people say, do you want to go searching for your birth mother? And I've thought to myself, honestly, not really, because she might have given me up for a very painful reason. And why do I want to drag all of that back up?
I want to. What you're saying. This is a very important comment, and I thank you for saying that, Michael.
Wow.
So our friend Linda Marie said, I was in an orphanage from 8 years old and in foster care until 18.
Mm.
I should have been adopted. See, thank you for sharing that honest
Yeah.
part of your life, Linda. That's really important that people know that, because sometimes parents want to try to do the right thing and hold on, and yet the child would have had a different experience had they been adopted.
Well, and not all adopted parents are great either.
No, I mean, not all
that's
people
not-
are great. So.
My children, we actually went it's similar, I guess, but different. I kept in touch with my children's birth mothers. I actually felt like when we were looking for our child, and that's what we kept looking at, we're looking for our child. It's not, but our child is also their child. It's not like we own them.
Right,
It's all. But
Again, we're all connected.
Yeah.
I really strongly felt that I was going to be responsible for representing who their birth parents were as much as I could. So I wanted to like them.
Right.
And
That's interesting.
I actually fell in love with them, with the birth mothers. I wasn't given the opportunity to get to know the birth fathers However, I can say that both birth fathers took responsibility that they were the birth father and signed the papers, which is in and itself a big deal in the adoption world.
Yeah.
Right.
And but my children's birth mothers, I really to this day love. One of them
that's wonderful.
has passed, but the other one is still alive, and we still have a relationship. And my children have always had the choice of whether they want to be in touch and how they want to be in touch.
That's incredible.
That's good.
Yeah.
And
It's really incredible.
but anyway, so yeah, there's just so many different ways to approach it.
Wow, this is real. I didn't realize.
We didn't know we were going to go there,
Yeah, but
did we?
I personally love it. And the thing about this show is that, sometimes we go crazy in one direction and we're just a bunch of goofballs, and other times there's a lot of information that we want to give out, and there are times where the conversation gets very profound. And I just love that. I want to just create this place where people can just be themselves, and that's the direction we went in. And as you see, our listeners are they're typing things in, so we really appreciate that. Everybody
Connected with.
yeah. And Leo's show was all about that, and there was a lot of humor in it as well, and there were a lot of original songs. Linda says transferred from one group to home to foster and not to too many good places. Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and
So
Linda
sorry.
is just amazing. She's really great, and she's done wonderful
Do you
things
have
with
children now, Linda?
She has
Linda
two daughters, yeah, beautiful
Wow.
daughters.
So you're kind of
Yeah, she's a great
giving them
parent.
what you didn't get.
Yeah, it's hard. Listen, I'm telling you, Alana Diaz has joined us. Hi, Alana, wonderful singer that I love. Beautiful story. You see, it's true. There are so many great stories. But the thing is, like, me personally, I never had a desire to be a parent. It was never something. But like as a teacher, I love my kids, but I got to tell you, my hat is off to parents, biological, adopted, all of it. It's just, to me, that's the hardest job in the world. It really is.
Sometimes it does seem like that. I have to admit.
Yep. Linda has two beautiful girls, and her daughter just turned 21. My sister has two. I love my nieces. They're beautiful. But I didn't, I remember one time my sister, I was on the phone with her, and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm going to take a nap." And she said, "A nap? I haven't had a nap in 10 years. And I said, "What? What do you mean?" She goes, "Honey, I have kids. We don't
Exactly.
take naps."
No naps.
And you know what? It was. I remember that moment thinking, "Oh, damn! I never even thought of that."
And even if they take naps, you still can't
right.
nap.
Well, and also so my daughter, irregardless of the other things that she was that she had to deal with, she was also a teenager, and she hated my guts in high school. Hated my guts. She is now 19 and a half. She'll be 20 soon. And she already, I hoped that someday she would stop hating me, because, you just hope it happens, but you're not sure.
Right.
But everyone says, "Oh, wait till they're in their late 20s. They're going to love you again."
I know.
She loves me now. I'm telling you. She
isn't that
calls me
great?
from college, and she's like, "I love you, Mom." And I'm like, "Really? Really?
Oh,
You love me? Really?"
Oh, isn't that sweet?
So it didn't take her that long to figure
I
it
know,
out.
but I got to tell. This show could go on for hours about the subject, because let me tell you, it takes years sometimes for parents and kids to connect.
Yes, it does.
And trust me, I've been on other ends of it. And, anyway, that's another show for another day. But I do have to take a moment from all our wonderful conversation and just honesty that we've shared here. We've got to talk about our food. Okay, so this is What's the Story with Maria, and I interview creative people. But as I do not want to just bring creative people here and have them bare their souls, I must be challenging myself to be creative on the spot. So it's Mardi Gras week, right? So I forgot all about it, but I think Richard posted something, and I thought, well, let me go with that theme, because I do like to pick a theme. So what did I make? I made kind of, sort of, like an Italian jambalaya, because of course I'm Italian. I'm always going to throw in my own. So I'll put this closest
sausage
to
and shrimp.
And chicken, because jambalaya traditionally has chicken, sausage, and shrimp. So I got chicken sausage to kind of combine, and andouille chicken sausage and shrimp, and that's on brown rice. Now let me just tell you what I have in here, because if I don't write ingredients down as I'm cooking them, I will not remember them. because I'm at that age now.
Here, let me
Thank
hold
you
this.
so much, sweetheart.
I might
Okay.
eat it.
You're always welcome. So my Italian jambalaya is spicy chicken and andouille sausage sauteed with bell peppers and garlic, onion, paprika, and then the shrimp I sauteed that separately with marsala wine, butter, tomato paste, sun-dried tomatoes, and that is over brown and red rice. Thank you for displaying her. You're like the Carol Maryland.
Carol
person.
Maryland?
This is
Did
right,
you
Carol
say
Okay,
Maryland.
that just aged us. We have to say Vanna White. Even that
Oh.
ages us. Okay, I know.
Yeah, Carol Merrill is
It's very aging
Yeah,
us.
the godmother of all of that.
Yeah, she really is. Okay, and so our salad. So that was for Mardi Gras, and then another colors of Mardi Gras are yellow, purple, and green. So I made a yellow, purple, and green salad. And what is this? It's romaine lettuce, which I love, yellow peppers, and purple cabbage, which is it's called red cabbage, but it's really purple. So what am I gonna? Because also Mardi Gras is a celebratory feast. I'm putting a orange champagne vinaigrette
Ooh.
in that, and extra virgin olive oil, and I'll put a couple of spicy spices in that as well. Maybe a dash of like crushed peppers. I don't know. And then for dessert, thank you, Michael. Just because you're both so sweet, and I mean this, I went with sugar cookies. I was like, they're so sweet, and I was like, sugar cookies.
And the hot chocolate.
And Anne brought delicious dark chocolate, which I
Dark.
love. It's my favorite.
Hot chocolate.
Dark hot chocolate. So these are sugar cookies with pearl sugar. Okay, so can you smell those? They're so good. All right, so we're all on different paths here with our food tonight. But that's our food section of our show. And it's called, what's this section called?
Go ahead.
Keep
Keep
eating. I like
Go
that
ahead,
keep on.
keep eating.
Which reminds me, just a lot of people, just in case you were wondering, yes, we have merchandise for What's the Story with Maria. I have cups, and then on the back it says, go ahead, keep eating. And then we have, we have little tote bags. Now listen, in 2 weeks, you're not going to be able to have plastic bags anymore in stores.
Yeah.
So Leo suggested I get tote bags, and here they are. Tote bags, What's the Story with Maria? Go ahead, keep eating. You walk to the grocery store with that, and everyone's going to want your bag. And then the piece de resistance is our fabulous apron. Look at that. Go ahead, keep eating.
I love
What's the
it.
Story with Maria? And I went with blue because blue is the color we are thinking about this year.
Mm.
That's all I'll say.
Oh, yeah.
You kids are smart enough to figure it out. And I'm going to stop talking about it because I was telling them I went to the doctor yesterday and my blood pressure is so high. So high. It's ridiculously high. I probably have to go on medication now. And I know what it is. I watch too much television. And I watch
Too much
political.
CNN.
Too much. Well, I'm an NBC girl, but
Oh, okay.
or CNN, I love it. But I got to tell you, I drive myself crazy because I watch all of them, if you know what I mean, just to see what the other side is saying. And I have to stop doing that because as I said, my blood pressure is crazy.
Yeah.
So now, coming up to this new show now, in the new place, is there adjustments that need to happen?
We have a new guest. I have one little guest moment, and we have a new guest who's never done the show before.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to be interesting. We also have a new bass player.
Wonderful.
But the staging, I don't think so. Green Room 42, the room is very, very different from 54 Below. But
I've never been to Green Room 42. I'll have to check it out.
yeah, I like the vibe.
Have you worked there?
I haven't worked there, but I've seen a lot of shows there.
Have
I've
you?
reviewed shows there, yeah.
That's
like
another
the
thing we
vibe.
need to talk about your review. You oh my God, Michael, you do so many
Yeah,
things.
he
You like
does
to,
everything.
he does
Yes.
everything.
He does
We need
everything.
another hour from Michael.
Yes.
Yeah.
just Michael.
So, but and tell us the date again so people can.
Yes, so it's
put it in their
Thursday,
calendar.
March 5th. So it's a week from
And what
this
time
Thursday,
is the show?
and it's at 7:30.
Okay, that's a good time.
It's a good time.
People get out of work.
Yes.
They can. Do they have food there as well?
They
They do have food, but you
Wonderful.
don't have to, but you can.
Well, then what I would do is I'd get out of work, and I would run there and get something to eat before you watch the show.
yeah,
I mean, that's
sure.
what I would do. Now, Michael, you also are a reviewer.
Yep.
Let's talk about that. Many
I-
things.
I started my sort of reviewing career actually as a restaurant critic.
Isn't that crazy?
I used to fly out to Las Vegas. I got hooked up with a publisher out there, a friend of mine, who bought a magazine called Q Vegas. And at that time, I was going to Vegas a lot. I had my own website, which was called myvegasobsession.com.
Oh, I think I remember it.
Yeah, it's no longer around.
No, but I do
I let it
remember.
lapse. But when my friend bought the magazine, we're talking, and all of a sudden he did one of those V8 takes. He went, "Oh my God, I can publish your articles." And so that's how I became a published writer.
Wow.
And for a few years, from being Q Vegas into eventually it became Q Life, I was their restaurant critic. But then I really needed to do more that was based here in New York. Scott Barberino has a publication called nightlifeexchange.com.
Right, right.
And it's about performance art of all sorts, jazz, cabaret, Broadway, off-Broadway, whatever. Excuse me. And
And you're writing for for that as well.
I write for him, and I review cabaret shows.
And also in Provincetown, right?
And yes,
Which is Massachusetts.
Nightlife Exchange spawned P-Town Nightlife.
Wow.
And so I've reviewed restaurants out in P-Town.
Amazing.
And
I have to get your recommendations. Thanks.
Yeah.
My mother
and
lives on
hopefully
Cape
I'm
Cod.
getting out there. Hopefully I'm going to get out there again.
One of my favorite
this
places.
summer for
Have
more
you ever been
reviews.
to Provincetown?
Oh, yes.
Because you're from Massachusetts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my mother
yeah,
lives on Cape Cod.
She
Yeah.
does?
Yes. Yeah. She lives in West Harwich.
Oh my God. Now wait, can we talk about Piano Bar Live going to Boston?
Yes.
So talk about that, Michael. Piano Bar Live
Oh
going
yeah.
to Boston.
Okay. So let me.
May 16th.
Yes.
This is so great.
Piano Bar Live has really
Taken off.
blossomed. It's taken off. It's become a big thing.
Yeah.
And
And it should be a big thing because it's wonderful. It's so welcoming. And it's just, I love the electricity of it. I just love it.
there's an immediacy to it. And one of the things I love about it is that there's a very homemade quality to it.
Yeah.
You know, people
Yes, it
say,
is.
well, you should have graphics and you should have this and you should. But there's something kind of
No, I
quaint
like.
about the fact that like we start with a little title card that we
Yeah.
literally hold
Yeah.
in front of the camera and then we go
I like it.
whoop and take it out.
Yeah, because it's not overly produced.
Well,
right?
also, big kudos to Michael because
Michael Mackesy.
because
Yeah.
what Michael does in between the performances, he's
So
feeling
funny.
the temperature.
Right.
And he's going, okay,
He
I
knows,
gotta change the mood, or it's he's the thing
Right,
that
the
the
thread.
thread. He's
Yeah.
the thread. He's the
Right.
thread through it all.
But
He
he's also
knows- he knows
incredibly
how to run a
funny,
room.
so he knows
He's
it right.
funny as all heck, but I watched him. I was really watching him last night. I was like, really masterful, just the way he managed the energy of the whole show.
Right.
So at any rate, to get back to it, because Piano Bar Live has really sort of exploded,
Yeah.
we are actually taking it on the road.
Wow.
We're doing some pop-up shows where we're going to different areas, different locations, to
Okay.
different piano bars around the country.
And where would some of those be? Can we talk about any of them?
We're on Saturday, May 16th. We're going to be in Boston. Scott Barberino is going to be hosting the show there, along with Carol O'Shaughnessy,
Wonderful.
who's fantastic.
Yes, and she's an
She is
icon
fantastic.
in Boston.
He's going to have two guest pianists, Tom Lamarck and Brian Patton.
Wow.
They're going to be playing as well. And we're going to be in the Napoleon Room at the Club Cafe in
Wonderful.
Boston.
Great. So Boston Cabaret people and this, that's going to be a great night.
So-
What
and
what
we're
does
gonna
that
be-
fall
so we're-
on?
Hmm?
Do you know what night
May
that falls?
16th.
That's a Saturday.
Oh, wonderful. Great.
And we're going to be broadcasting live. We're going to be streaming live from Club Cafe.
Wow. And Janet Betta has joined us from Connecticut. Gabby Trumbull, my sweet friend from Morristown. Hi, sweetheart.
And then also
You going to Philly?
after Boston, we're also going to be in Provincetown,
Oh, love it, love it, love it.
and we have a date booked also in Chicago for now. Chicago is going to be at Halstead.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, Drew's on Halstead.
Okay. Wow.
And yeah, it's all gonna be a lot of
That's
fun.
very fun.
And then if we're lucky, I think there were also talks about possibly hitting LA and maybe Vegas.
Wow.
Because in Vegas, there's Don't Tell Mama Las Vegas,
Ah.
which would be a perfect location to broadcast from.
Well,
Yes.
if you're in LA, you got to get Palm Springs. It's right there,
Oh my God.
right?
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think we have an invitation for LA, but that's yet to be seen.
But Palm Springs, you're right. Palm Springs is what's
Yeah.
happening now. And I have a great friend out there that owns a club that's called Paul Bar. His name is Paul O'Halloran. He used to work at Joe Allen. And he opened up his own restaurant there. And it's
Oh, really?
incredibly
Oh, really?
successful. And it's like an old speakeasy.
Paul
So it
Bar.
has Paul Bar. And you wouldn't even know it's there. It's in a strip mall and it just says food bar. And then you walk in, you're like, where am I? And you've walked into 1940s.
I
New
think
York.
I know where the mall is.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on. Now we're running. Richard said, I'm having dinner with Carol tomorrow night. Well,
Oh.
aren't you special, Richard?
You're going to be in Boston,
He
Richard?
knows- oh, maybe
Or is
she's
she
out
coming
here.
here?
Richard's everywhere. He's
Yes, he
omnipresent.
is. He's the, yes.
All right, so
The
we're
social butterfly.
getting down. We have about 3. How much time, Jimmy? About 3 minutes, right? 3 or 4 minutes. Jimmy will tell us. Go ahead.
Another thing, not only was she nominated for a MAC Award, Piano Bar Live was nominated for a MAC Award, and Maria was nominated for a MAC Award. So
Right. So tonight.
without even knowing it,
Yeah,
all three of us
all
are
just
MAC
happened.
Award nominees.
The nominations came out today.
Yeah.
So it's not like we planned
we
this
didn't
when we.
plan
I mean, you've been booked on the show for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah,
And Michael and I were talking 2 weeks ago
I had
about
no
it.
idea.
So today, people are congratulating us, and I'm like, "Oh, how great! Anne's going to be on the show." That she was not. Oh my God, Michael's going to be on the show. Piano Bar Live was. And then John Satcham texted me. He's like, "Congratulations, honey." I was like, and then Adam Chandler. I was like, "Oh, how cool!"
And what was your category?
My category is singing piano bar entertainer of the year, the female category.
And our category was recurring
Recurring
series.
series. So Mac people, do what you do. It's free will. But if you don't, if you're looking at your nominations, Piano Bar Live will be in the series if you want to vote for that. Ann Kittredge is under female vocalists, and I am under female singing piano bar entertainer. So Maria Gentile, Ann Kittredge, and Michael Barbieri. So
Piano Bar Live.
Little
Piano
plug
Bar
there.
Live, right? So no, but sometimes people are new to
Yes.
Mac or they
Yes,
haven't seen
true.
all the shows, and they
Come to
they
my
got a little-
show if you're wondering.
And Piano Bar Live is every Monday now. at
Every
Brandy's.
Monday night at Brandy's on 84th Street between 2nd and 3rd. And it's we go
Brandy's.
live, we stream live from 7 to 8:30.
And
Mhm.
shout out to Jim Lazar, who was the owner there.
Yes.
Who's just the most amazing
And
person.
no cover charge.
That's
No,
right.
right.
Only a 2-drink minimum.
2 drink
Yeah.
but no coverage. And then may I also mention that Alex Ryback and I are going to be at Susie Mosher's lineup next
Oh,
week.
yeah.
Wow.
Which will be really
Next Tuesday,
fun.
right?
Yes. So,
Yeah. Oh, how cool.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Birdland.
That'll be fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's so much to do in the city, and we try to bring you as much of it as we can. And there's just a lot to do. So, and always I tell people if you have questions about what's happening in the city, you can always reach out to me, and I'll let you know, or reach out to anybody. Skipper, let me see. Alana Diaz is clapping. Mandar says, "I can't wait for summer." Sing the hope for scattered in Union Square, right? And that's right. There's music. Concerts in Union Square,
I didn't know that. That
Yes.
sounds cool.
all over Central Park. There's so much great music in the city. Speaking
I
of
did
Mac,
not know
right?
that.
Michael Mackesy says Memorial Day in Chicago, then
Yep.
P-Town the week after.
Yep.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay.
And I'll tell Piano Bar Live, you guys, please feel free to post it on my wall, and then I'll post it on the What's the Story with Maria wall to keep people, current with what's happening. The Purple Room, London.
Oh, she's here.
She's
Okay.
here. Okay. So
Ooh, maybe we could do Piano Bar Live London.
in London, and Andy Praski is live from Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, there's so many great places, that performers go. Thank you,
Dancing
Gabby.
recipes.
Who said that? Mandar? He's very funny. That's right. That's right. Mandar is very funny and super smart. My category is dancing recipes because what he does is He's a great dancer, and he's.
In about a minute.
Thank you, Jimmy. Jim Bell is our producer and engineer. We want to thank Jim Bell.
Thank
we want to
you,
thank
Jim.
Ann Kittredge. We want to thank
This was fun.
Michael Barbieri. Always fun. Mandor is a wild dancer, and I always say he's magical because he writes down all my recipes as I'm saying them.
Oh,
he
really?
types them, so he's the keeper of my recipes. Thank you. Please come back every week. We are so glad you're here. We love and appreciate you. Good night. We'll see you
Pleasure.
next Tuesday.
Thank
Thank you, everybody.
Right.